So what's changing? Obviously, the government are reducing this battery rebate. The question is, by how much?
Well,
G'day everybody, Dan and Matt here again. Today we're talking about why the battery rebate is being reduced. So we're going to go through some categories in this video. We're going to explain what the battery rebate is, first of all. We're going to explain what's changing. We're going to explain why it's changing, when it's changing, what you can do about it, basically, and then we're going to summarize all of those things. So the battery rebate is basically a rebate where the government are paying some money towards paying for a solar battery for you. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit, Matt?
yeah, absolutely. So the Cheaper Home Battery Program subsidy, which is run similar to the panel SRES scheme that's been around for about a decade now, has obviously been put in place to subsidise the cost of installing a home battery, either alongside panels or as a retrofit to an existing system. So obviously a couple of months in, it's been incredibly popular. I've not really known much like this in the industry or at all, to be frank, and especially just the buzz around just general conversation that you have, even like school drop off or like on a weekend somewhere at a barbecue or whatever else. Like, it feels like everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
And for good reason, because obviously it heavily subsidises the installation cost of a quality battery, if you get it right. So yeah, in a nutshell, the battery rebate is a subsidy to offset the cost of installing a battery for your home.
Yeah, nice. So what's changing? Obviously, the government are reducing this battery rebate. The question is, by how much?
Well, so the way that it works is they've set this up over a 5-year term. So in 2025, the subsidy is at its highest value. So it's $372 per kilowatt hour before any trade fees, obviously through the provider or the trader that an installer uses, are taken into account. And that's on the usable capacity of the battery.
Yes.
So there's a difference there between obviously nominal or listed battery capacity and obviously what the usable amount is. So just that buffer obviously of what's sort of kept as a sort of safety net.
Yep.
So without going into that in too much detail, but yeah, essentially the way that it'll work is it'll scale back each calendar year. So we've had a few questions thinking, is it financial year? But it's calendar year, and that subsidy is generated at the time the system is commissioned.
Yes.
So if you were to place an order for the system in 2025, but it's installed in 2026, the subsidy is generated in the calendar year that it's actually commissioned. So it's really important that if you can do something about it, obviously when you're ready to achieve that full rebate. So that'll scale back in the first year at $37 per STC, of which you get 9.8 STCs per kilowatt hour in 2025.
Okay. So why don't we do a few examples of what that means then to people? So we're going to go through a few different categories of install. The first one is the full amount. So the rebate is claimable up to 50 kilowatt hours of storage. So we'll do what the value drop there is on the full amount. Then we'll do a 24 kilowatt hour battery, which is our, I think, probably most common size now, or average size. Then we'll do the panels as well, because the panel rebate gets dropped at the end of the year also. So we'll do a typical system there, 24 kilowatt hours of storage with 13.2 kilowatts of solar. And then the last one for big homes, big users, the system that we're doing quite a few of now, 48 kilowatt hours of storage with about a 20 kilowatt solar system. So for the first one there, if you're buying just a battery, and you're doing the full amount, you install on the 31st of December, how much more rebate will you get than someone installing on the 1st of January next year?
So if you do 50 kilowatt hours, which as you said is the maximum you can claim, even if you have a larger battery, that's the portion that's claimable.
Yep.
It's $1,800.
Okay.
So fair difference.
Big difference, yeah.
That's obviously a very large battery,
Yeah.
Of which we are doing some pretty big ones. So yeah, that'll be the 50. As you mentioned, the sort of median that we install, especially as a retrofit, I tend to find, is 24 kilowatt hours. So the difference there is $864.
Okay.
If you're doing it with a new 13 kilowatt system, which again is probably that sort of sweet spot, especially for a lot of single phase homes that are looking to either start fresh or potentially replace a maybe 10-year-old system, something like that, just as an example. Because of the panel and the battery reduction, it's $1,548.
Okay.
So that's probably the sort of as you said, typical install. And then if we go into the larger side, 20 kilowatts of solar, 48 of storage, $2,754.
Okay.
And I mean, we've had a lot of systems up to 30 kilowatts of panels on a big 3-phase home.
Oh, definitely.
Or I think there was one the other day that was 37 kilowatts.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you're looking at something like that, you're probably nudging closer to about $3,500 to $4,000.
Yeah.
And probably a couple of days for the job as well. So it's not as if you probably don't want to be doing that one on New Year's Eve.
It needs to be booked in, doesn't it? Yeah.
That'd be you'd be setting aside a couple of days. So yeah, obviously a fair difference there in what the amount is, and I think there's been a bit of confusion between obviously just inquiries that we've had about that because it is very busy. Just what it means obviously for the installation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of money. I mean, when you think about that 24 kilowatt hour battery with a 13.2 kilowatt solar system, that's not a really big system anymore.
No.
You go back a few years and then that would be considered pretty big. But now, with the rebate and with changes in the way people use power and understand solar and battery, that's pretty typical. So to miss out on $1,548 is pretty significant.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
I was going to touch on why, and then we'll go into the when again, because I want to just elaborate a little bit there and explain to people when they actually need to act, basically, if they want to do something with this new rebate. So why is it being reduced? Why have the government done that?
Well, look, the promise originally was obviously $2.3 billion that's been set aside for the Cheaper Home Battery Program scheme that's been put in place. So they're phasing that out over a 5-year period, essentially just because of the way that money's been assigned. Obviously from what's been installed in that first month in July, of which quite a few would have obviously just been sign-offs from sort of June time as well.
Yeah.
I believe it's just over 20,000 units that are installed with an average of about 17 kilowatt hours.
Okay.
So I think about $120 million of that funding. So yeah, they've scaled it back obviously over that time, just like they have with the panel SDC subsidy that a lot of people have been aware of obviously for a reasonable amount of time now. So it's just to obviously facilitate that funding over time with the number of installers that are actually approved to install batteries, just to make sure obviously that scheme is manageable as well, I suppose, from the trading side. And it'll just obviously scale back each year by that set amount. So when we were talking about those differences from 2025 to 2026, the same thing will occur from 26 to 27. And obviously on to 2030.
When it's all done.
Correct.
So it's a way of basically extinguishing the funding, really. And,
yeah.
That 2.3 billion that was initially, I guess, estimated, I think everybody's suggesting that that's going to be used up in a pretty short period of time comparatively to the length that it was suggested. So that depending on the sort of calculations that you listen to and who's commentating on it could be halfway through, it could be sooner. But it's going to cost a lot more than that, isn't it?
I think initially that's looking at about sort of 18 to 24 months, and probably the reason that it may extend there is mainly just bottleneck of installers as much as anything. There's a huge pent-up demand already, stock availability, and probably a couple of other factors in there. But that's the sort of, if we go off the figures from July, August probably maybe even busier because there was more stock available potentially as well, obviously with that second month. So it'd be interesting to see if there's been a change in obviously number of installations and size of batteries as well.
I think we've installed more probably this last 4 weeks than the previous 4.
I would say so. It's been some rough weather as well. And I guess that's another point, moving towards the end of the year into summer, then you're expecting rainy days. Obviously you've got a panel installation. If you can tuck a battery in the garage, that's probably a nice rainy day job. But if you're in the switchboard and other bits and pieces that will obviously be external most likely, there's all these other factors that sort of come into play as well.
This brings us on to our next one. When you've obviously already mentioned, it's the 31st of December is that hard cut-off. There's no messing around there. You can't cheat that system. You need to be, the installers on site have to take selfies that are geotagged and time-stamped. So doing it correctly is the only way, and obviously the right way. So it has to be installed, commissioned, and basically completed on the 31st of December. But that doesn't mean that you can put your decision off until the 1st of December, because what happens, as you said, not just with weather events, but with stock bottlenecks, people being sick. The weather's huge. Obviously, that time of year, depending on where you are, it's a wet place normally, Australia in December. So and just everybody's really busy now.
Yeah.
So the typical lead times for everybody have doubled, if not more. I think for us it's more, isn't it, than that? So
it would be, absolutely. I think it's, we've obviously got quite a few crews that we're fortunate to have, but yeah, we're probably looking at almost 3-month turnaround at the time of filming this, which I believe as we get into September, that'll probably push out a little bit more anyway, because this has happened for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And I guess you'd probably think of it more so with some commercial sites, like a lot of schools, pretty big solar installations. Like if you're doing 100 kilowatts and you're claiming SDCs, you've always been talking about that's a really high portion of money. I think it'll be more evident this year than ever before because, the pent-up demand for batteries, and if it's battery and panel, it's it's a lot of money. So in terms of when, I mean, it's when you're ready. And obviously when you're happy with, if that's with us or somebody else, if you're happy with the installer, make a call on it, obviously when you're able to, because the quicker you can get this in, and obviously factoring in possibly, again, that bottleneck on stock. We've already had that occur initially, more so I think because of initial wholesaler order that were placed and stuff like that, maybe a bit of an uncertainty. Everyone knows now how busy it's going to be.
Oh yeah.
It's and there's been years in the past where, I remember the old feed-in tariff reduction in Queensland, you couldn't get any inverters.
Yeah.
There's been panel issues, there's been like great brands of inverters that have always had a sort of short supply towards the end of the year because everyone just goes crazy.
Yeah.
Installers are rushed off their feet, companies are busier than ever. It's just, it's a great time to be in the industry. But you definitely wake up a bit earlier in the night, I reckon.
Oh. It's good and bad, isn't it? Because it just gets really chaotic. I remember going back a few years when the panel STCs, the panel rebate was being reduced for one of the first times.
Yes.
And that's people are a bit numb to that now because it's happened many times. Yeah. But with the batteries, this is brand new. So you've got all that hype. And it's going to be crazy. That first year that I was recalling was no one had anything. Yeah. Literally in December, every single wholesaler was just cleared out of panels. Yeah. You couldn't buy anything. It was just, it was manic. I guess the difference there was back then we were installing smaller systems.
I was going to say, that's probably what's changed,
And also the drop in monetary value was less.
Yes.
So a lot of us as installers, we were able to carry those costs. So when we had those delays, it might have only been a few $100s. Yeah. So we were able to say, look, there's no panels, we can't get installed, which is horrible for everybody, obviously, but at least you could still do it the next year. But that's not going to happen this time. We don't have a big enough margin to carry those costs. If you don't get installed before the end of the year, it's going to be dearer. So as you said, when is not because a sales guy on the phone is saying you need to make a decision right now. That's for me an immediate red flag. Yeah. You need to do your due diligence. You need to make sure you're dealing with the right people, and you need to be comfortable with everything. But that single moment that you are, and you found the right person, you found the right product, just don't dwell on it. Yeah. Just get it done, because you don't really want to be getting installed the last week of December. No. It's fine if you have to and you've left it a bit late, but it's just it's not comfortable being installed that close to the deadline. So.
Something could go wrong, like not go wrong, but stock availability, weather's something else.
Weather's the big one, isn't it? Completely out of our control.
And I think if you've got that battery in October, November time, it's in for summer.
Yeah,
that's true. When your consumption's generally going to start increasing with aircon. Yeah. If you're looking at a VPP, that's generally the time of year that you'll actually get those bigger benefits, where you get the really high price spikes. Yeah. So that's sort of shoulder time, September, October, where it's not too hot or cold. The old Goldilocks style thing. It's like you're not using aircon or heating. Yeah. But November, December, I remember from last year, I think our aircon was on from middle of November to March, but I'm pretty sensitive to temperature, obviously.
Just a little bit. It's the heater on one day, the aircon on the next for you, isn't it?
But I've got a battery. So it can work, but you know what I mean? Things can happen there. And absolutely. You try and minimize it where you can. And I guess my other point there is find someone that you definitely know that's been around, that knows what they're doing at those times, because what I can also see happening is there's been some crazy pricing.
Yes.
There's installers that will not be able to carry it. We can't carry it, and we price things correctly. Yeah. So if you've got someone that's done this for virtually nothing that has to get it in, I can see some, not necessarily a bait and switch, but I can see them saying, okay, your priority was to use X product. There's no stock of that. We do have Y.
You're going to have to use that.
You're going to have to use Y, or you're going to lose the rebate. So I'm definitely you see all the forums, all the things online with everyone talking about this. I can see by the time November rolls around, there's going to be loads of these posts saying, I signed up for X, installers offering me Y because it just means I can get it in now.
Yeah.
Don't accept that. But obviously by that time, what you do want and who you want to do it with is definitely next year.
Yeah.
So, as you mentioned before, I'm not a fan of people saying sign now, sign now, sign now.
No.
And that's not how we educate everyone that works here. But what we do want to say is, look, when you are comfortable, you know what I mean? Take a week. Yeah. Take what you need, do your research. We can send you a bunch of information, other sites, whatever else.
Yeah.
You get that feeling of people that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Can handle these and smooth out this time.
Yeah.
Because that's what we've done for nearly 15 years.
Yeah.
And that first panel one, I remember that was 2016.
Yep.
And the STC drop on the panels was over a 15-year deeming period. So the drop was 1/15.
Yeah, it was minimal.
It was very minimal. Whereas now, obviously, we're talking about a 5-year time. It's not a fifth, but we're talking about big batteries now.
Yes.
Really big batteries.
Especially with panels as well.
With panels. So it's, it's definitely, if you're happy and you're ready to do it with the right people.
Yeah, I can't say any better than that. So if you've got any questions, reach out. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.